Welcome to the mailbox here every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. right here on the family station, Love 101 FM, celebrating 30 years of ministry. Can you imagine that? The number one gospel station in Jamaica. And I dare say, I believe the Caribbean. So, welcome to another week here inside the mailbox program designed for men, hosted by men. This is where we challenge, encourage, and empower our men to become all that they were created to become. My name is Kevin Bailey, and I know Courtney will be back with us next week. So, greetings from Moran Point and Nick Grill. We hail you up to the mailbox. This is Mentegrity Wednesday. Yes, Mentegrity, a man of integrity. And today we have an outstanding man of God who's going to join us right here in the conversation. And before we do so, we want you to just find the man them. Ladies, just make sure husband, boyfriend, uncle, grandfather, cousin, all the man them come, because we're going to be hearing some interesting things about a subject called money, men making money. And we have an experienced person who is going to guide us into that conversation in the form of a friend, Patrick Smith. Patrick Smith. Sir Patrick, welcome to the mailbox.
Thanks for having me, Sir Kevin.
It's so great to have you.
It's an honor. It's an honor to be joining you this evening.
I tell you, listeners, this is really a special brother, and I have known him for a number of years, and just to see the man of God, the integrity, the way he walks and the way he speaks, and an example to men and women. And so we're very privileged and honored. Let me just tell you that our guest, Patrick Smith, he is a minister. He's a father, husband. He's a financial stewardship mentor and coach. And Sir Smith serves and leads at the Jubilee Worship Center, where he's an ordained evangelist. He is a proud graduate of the Jubilee School of Impartation and the University of the West Indies, Mona. And he has spent, believe me, 21 years in his career as a banker and has a passion for people's growth and advancement. Can you imagine over 21 years of experience? And we're going to benefit from that. Are you older than 21, Patrick?
Most certainly. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
No. So listeners, let me tell you, this evening's topic is one for the records, So ensure that you tell a man that the mailbox is live and we're talking about and tackling M Cube, MMM, men making money. And let me tell you, this is going to be great. We understand, for instance, that many persons, including men, we're not prepared for retirement. We don't really know about savings and investment, and we just don't know. We have a strange relationship with money. We don't have it. We don't know how to get it. We don't know how to keep it. Well, guess what? All the questions will be answered today. Guess what? You can send your feedback or questions on Facebook, our Facebook page at Love 101 FM. Leave your comments via our WhatsApp line at 876-997-3125, or you can give us a call on our studio line 876-968-8327. That's 876-968-8327. Ladies, remember, you can participate in the program by leaving us a message via our WhatsApp or comment on our Facebook page. Females, remember, no call or voice note, but allow the man them to call and let them leave the voice note. All right, we love you, appreciate your support. but we encourage the man them to have the space to say it. All right. So it is the mailbox. We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back after this.
Integrity man, I am a man. I am a man. I am a man. I am a man.
When you say Phosrich, you say electrical. SWA cables, conduits, transformers, and breakers. When you say Phosrich, you say lighting, chandeliers, and more. When you say Phosrich, you say LEDs and solar water heaters. Phosrich is electrical, lighting, solar, and LEDs. Visit us today, Kingston, Mandeville, and Montego Bay. Phosrich.
Easter Monday, Abundant Life Ministry Easter Praise Fest and Fun Day begins at 10 a.m. with lots of activities. Bounce about, trampoline, high striker, bungee run. Children pay only $1,500 and ride all day. Plus entry to concert at 7 p.m. with Kevin Heath, Jai Kingston, Unity Singers, Judah Praise, and others. MC Nadine Blair. Adults $2,500, pre-sold $3,000 at the gate. Children 12 and under $1,000 at the gate. The Abundant Life Ministry Easter Praise Fest and Fun Day. Easter Monday, April 10. Bounty Hall, Trelawney.
What are your financial goals? Consider who you are and where you want to be. Do you want to open your own business? Do you want to own a home? Invest in properties? Go back to school? Send your children to school? Then you have to save. But first, you have to have a budget. This financial literacy tip was brought to you by Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy.
Your health is your wealth, so come we start the conversation. Make we rise and immunize all across the nation. The ministry is giving us the motivation to get your infants routine immunization. Protect the toddlers from all diseases. Tetanus, rubella, whooping cough, and the measles. Polymyelitis, mumps, and the flu, plus tuberculosis, to name a few.
Rise to immunize. Eliminating diseases saves lives. Visit your nearest clinic or health center for more information, or log on to www.moh.gov.jm.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness and the Pan American Health Organization, funded with a contribution from the United States of America.
I am a man. I am a man. I am a man. Yes.
Strong man. Integrity man. I am a man. Yeah. So, man oh man, we're in the place. If you're just joining us, welcome to the mailbox here on Love 101 FM. I'm Kevin Bailey, and today inside the mailbox we have Sir Patrick Smith, and we're going to be discussing men making money. He's our Mentegrity guest for this afternoon, March the 22nd, 2023. Can you believe that? Some of the questions that we're going to ask Brother Patrick is, why do men actually need to make money? Can you imagine that? Does money make the man? Is a man's worth connected to how much money he makes? We also want to know, what are some of the tips for men who want to make money but don't know where to start? And we want to know, is there a limit to how much money a man should make? I want to remind you, and those who have just joined us, that Patrick Smith is a banker, entrepreneur, and an evangelist. But we have to do our shout out. And so want to shout out to the man them. After 3, we normally say man there. So Patrick, you have to join me then. After 3, we're going to say man there. 1, 2, 3.
Man there.
Yeah.
Man there. Man is here.
Man there. Man. Men, we are here. The man is present. And we want people to understand that we have some great men in Jamaica land we love, and we call forth great men, and we call forth men to be in their rightful place, because while it gets dark, the light shines and the darkness cannot comprehend it. So we have a shout out to the man them. Before we go into the main discussion, Sir Smith, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? What motivates you? What is it that make you get up in the morning and for you to live, for you to face the day and life? Can you tell us? Yes.
Thank you, Sir Kevin. Wow. Again, it's a great honor and a great pleasure just being here this evening, being alive, and to be able to join you on this momentous occasion, where listeners across the globe is tuning in to the mailbox. And, it's just a great honor being here, Sir Kevin. It is simple for me. I believe that the very fact that God has given a prophetic purpose upon my life to be accomplished. And I believe that's a main driver for me, until that is completed and accomplished, then, when the breath lifts my body. But the mere fact that when I get up in the morning and to know that I'm alive and that the purpose that God has called me for is still kicking inside of me, and I'm going about the day to get that accomplished, which incorporates, family and everything, and people on a whole, bringing value to people's life, and, to let people know there's so much hope, which is in Christ Jesus. So that is the main motivator for me, sir.
Wow, thank you. Significant motivation there. Tell us something, Patrick, because you are a minister, you are an evangelist, you are a banker, doing pretty well. Your husband, your father. Oh my gosh! 10 years ago, 5 years ago, did you see yourself where you are right now? Yes, or did you think your life would have been different?
All right. I think that over the years, Sir Kevin, I try to bring structure and order to my life. It's one of the things for me as well. On a daily basis, I challenge myself, on a daily basis, weekly, monthly, yearly basis, to bring structure and order and to ensure that, there are at least reasonable aspirations and plans. And so when you can have some aspirations and plans, it means that it brings some amount of direction to your life. So you're not just merely living. So being here at this point, 10 years on, I believe is a part of, the whole vision or planning that you would have. You have what you call visions. Some people make what you call a vision board, and you plan around that. Even before you may say you're putting up something in your house as a vision board, you'll write down something on paper or in book, and you'll sit, you reflect, in those reflection time, where would you want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now? And I can say that, 10 years back, I would have had those moments, and even prior to that, where I want to be in terms of, career, ministry, all of that, my family life, personal life, and so it may not be exactly where I'd planned it out to be, but at least, I'm somewhere there, because again, when you make visions, you can tick some things that you're achieving, and so you may be, for example, you might say, all right, you where you are now, you had hoped that, probably 5 years ago you'd have been there, but nevertheless, delay doesn't necessarily mean deny, and so therefore the timing would be right, once God is in the mix and the Lord is directing the path. It means timing is nothing to God. So even if you get delayed by any reason, when it happens, God is in control.
And guess what, Patrick? This is a perfect time for us to take another break. We're gonna go to
please.
Right here on the Mailbox Love 101 FM. We take a break, then we'll be right back after this.
Yes. Strong man, integrity man, I am a man.
Colgate Triple Action, 3 benefits for a deep clean. As a mother, you always want to give the best to your family and to make them happy. With Colgate Triple Action, you give them 3 reasons to smile: cavity protection, whiter teeth, and fresh breath. A unique formula with a minty flavor they will love. Colgate Triple Action. Find it at your favorite store.
Ooh,
Ooh la la! I see what I want at the Fosrich Super Sale, March 21 to 31, Kingston, Mandeville, and Montego Bay. Come get your wires, breakers, chandeliers, wall lamps, LED bulbs, and so much more. Shop in Kingston, Mandeville, and Montego Bay. You can't afford to miss it. Come shop, come save at Fosrich Super Sale, March 21 to 31. See you there at Fosrich.
NIS pensioners and contributors, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security's newly refurbished Customer Service Center at 14 National Hero Circle is now open to serve you better. They offer a range of services, including collection of applications, life certificates and change of address forms, preparation of contribution statements, and much more. Visit from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, or 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. on Fridays. The NIS always working for you. A message from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
I am a man, I am a man, I am a man, yes. Strong man.
Integrity man, I am a man. Want to big up Fosrich for supporting us, and thank you so much for believing in the mandate to challenge, encourage, and empower our men right here in Jamaica and across the Caribbean and to the world. So thank you so much, Fosrich, for really supporting us. We want to look at what we call a favorite folder inside this show here, Sir Patrick, and those who are joining us. We're having Patrick Smith here. He's an entrepreneur, minister, banker, and many other things as well. We want to look at a favorite folder, and this statement is: should a man be financially independent before he pursues a woman? What's your take on this one, Sir Patrick? Should a man be financially independent before he pursues a woman? What's your take on this?
Well, Kevin, I would say people may have their views, their different views, but from a counseling standpoint, whenever we counsel people, right, you want to ensure that this is one of the areas that you can properly tick. It's a vitally important area as it relates to, for example, marriages. We know it is a fact that finances will affect, marriages overall, and relationships overall. And so it is an area that I believe that men must be gainfully able. You must be able to see how you're going to make your way or to contribute to the household. How you're going to be able to take care of your family, and to, in a responsible way, to take care of the needs that will arise after you have encountered in that relationship. So there will be needs, so I believe I am one who will stand on the side to say, hey, definitely it must be able to clearly identify. A man should be able to provide, before it gets into that.
So Brother Patrick, there are some men say, we live by faith, man. We trust God. Once we have faith, we love each other, man. And, the Lord said, this is it, man. And as a man, I may be unemployed right now, but I'm trusting God for a job. Don't have no money right now, but boy, we have faith, man, and we love each other and we love God and things. So Patrick, how do you answer that kind of a response? Because I've heard that,
I mean, it is important. The Word of God says that we must have faith. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. For he that cometh unto him must believe that he is, and he's a rewarder to them that diligently seek him. In a sense, and faith is good, but it also underscores that you want to ensure if you're planning for something, right? If you're planning for something, you want to ensure that you're adequately prepared. And a relationship is nothing that just happen overnight. You just get up and jump into a relationship. No, certainly not. Because you're gonna want to take time to know the individual, who it is that you're gonna be in a relationship with. If the person is a monster, you're not going to be want to go into a relationship with a monster. Amen. And so then, therefore, the same goes. I mean, while you're taking time to know each other, you want to take time to make sure, say, you can get this area of the finances together, because you can go to the shop with faith, but the shopkeeper is going to say, "Where's your money?" So we have to be. The Bible says that money answereth all things, and so we have to be careful. You don't want to use scripture and say things and all of that. You want to ensure that you're being practical. Spirituality without practicality is not Christianity. So we have to be careful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So it seems it's wisdom there to be planning. And
have to.
Yeah, James tells us too that faith without work is dead, right?
Come on.
The fact that we have faith, we must bear some good fruit and be responsible. So we're saying you're saying that finances are important, especially as a man pursue a woman, right?
Extremely important.
Man, what you think about this? Listeners, remember, you can participate by posting on our Facebook page at Love 101 FM. What do you think? Should a man be financially independent before he pursues a woman? And ladies, you can share your comment on our Facebook page as well. What do you think? And we want your honest feedback as well. So we're going to ask you to leave your comments via our WhatsApp line, 876-997-3125. That's 876-997-3125. You can send us a voice note. You can give us a call. Our studio line, 876-968-8327. That's 876-968-8327 or 876-968-8328. And you can ask Patrick any question. His back is broad and can answer all of those questions as well. And you are free to share your comments as well. But yeah, should a man be financially independent before he pursues a woman? So that is going to be your question. Sir Patrick, is money really an important subject? Why do men actually need to make money? As simple as that. Can you share with us, basic, foundational, why do men actually need to make money, Patrick?
Let's start at scripture. I like to put scripture in the mix as well. In Genesis, it says that by the sweat of your face or the sweat of your brow, you shall eat bread. And that's coming from way in Genesis, and so a man have to till the ground, and that is talking about sweat, work. So it's very important, and also, right, a man has basic needs. You will have basic needs that you will need to take care of, and basic needs such as food, shelter, clothing, and that then rolls up into the fact that you will need to take care of family, right? Self-care first of all, and then family. And we quoted the scripture earlier, money answered all things. And so it will be extremely important, right, for a person to be able to adequately provide for your very basic needs. There comes a point in life where you become, you would say, not dependent on others, but there's a level of independence. People will grow and develop in life. And so you're not always a baby. You'll pass baby stage. You become teenagers, right? Grown teens. Then you become an adult. There's a place where somebody would have to begin to work, right? And, you'll hear a lot of people share their stories. They will tell you that, boy, they started working from they were so-and-so age. Some of them were working from they were teenagers, And so the fact that, you pass some of the common young men on the road and they're trying somewhere, somehow to earn $1. They're not wiping a car glass or doing certain things because they want leaves from a tree. They don't want leaves. They want monies. Because why? Money answered all things. They have to provide for their hunger, food, shelter, clothing. A man needs to be able to adequately buy, garments to wear on his back, So again, that speaks to that era that a man needs to be able to be gainfully employed, working and earning monies, because money will purchase these things, these responsibilities that you have.
So we're learning here that because we have needs, then we need to be able to make money, and God has given us work, and that's the main vehicle where we will earn money. So we're having this lesson, if we have goals, then Patrick, you are saying if we want to eat food, if we want to pay rent, and if we want to buy a house, if we want clothing, we want travel, all of these things require money, right? If we
Definitely.
If we want to give our tithes in the church, or we're gonna tithe if we don't have the money to tithe, or we're gonna give to the soup kitchen and the missions, and all of those things require money, right?
Exactly so.
So you see, ladies and gentlemen, and the man, them very important, because this is such an important topic that we need to spend time looking at it. We hear that a very small percentage of Jamaicans are fully prepared for retirement. Is that true, Patrick? Are we prepared? How are we doing as men as far as saving and investment is concerned? Well, just before we take a break, can you share a little bit about that?
This is something that for me is concerning. It's very concerning. I know that majority of Jamaicans, not just men, but I know we're dealing with men overall. So, it's something that is concerning for me in terms of people's ability to plan for retirement, pensioning and all those things. Many men, if you ask them, if you run a simple survey and ask, if you go on the street at a taxi stand and you may ask 10 persons, I can bet you that 9 out of the 10, right? 9 out of the 10 will tell you that they don't have some form of retirement plan, something for the future put down. So that is very alarming. I believe for me, it's a concern, and to distinguish even savings from investment. So, I hope there's something that I can also speak on. I've been sharing with men whenever I get the opportunity. I was doing some sessions in last year, doing some sessions with persons, groups, and individuals, just to show the importance of these things, because a passion of mine.
Patrick, you're going to tell us the difference between savings and investment, because we want to break it down. So we are going to take a break just right about now. We're going to go back to the studio. But when we come back, Patrick Smith is going to be really educating us as men about the difference between savings and investment. We take a break. We'll be right back on 101.
Man, I am a man, I am a man. So come we start the conversation. Make we rise and immunize all across the nation. The ministry is giving us the motivation. Get your infants routine immunization. Protect the toddlers from all diseases. Tetanus, rubella, whooping cough and the measles. Polymyelitis, mumps and the flu. Plus tuberculosis, to name a few.
Rise to immunize. Eliminating diseases saves lives. Visit your nearest clinic or health center for more information, or log on to www.moh.gov.jm.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness and the Pan American Health Organization, funded with a contribution from the United States of America.
Hey, get ready for them lifting time inside Love in the Morning with me, your host, Jakal Dyer, this Thursday, March 23. 5:30 a.m. is Becoming You, a feature that shares tips on how to become the best version of who you are. Grab your cup of coffee and start the day right with Morning Coffee Pick Me Up Devotional at 6 a.m. Then, at 7 a.m., we bring you the Morning Watch with intriguing and thought-provoking discussions. 8:40 a.m. inside How Do You React, we talk about how regular day-to-day situations can be a little bit awkward. 9:30 a.m. is Voice of Power, brought to you by the Power of Faith Ministries. Stick and stay with us. This Take Me Back Thursday inside Love in the Morning, 5 to 10 a.m. on the Family Station. Love 101.
Another World of Worship Wednesday is coming your way inside Alive, 1 to 5, March 22, packed with worship, fun, and information. Stick around for the greatest exercise at 1:45. Prayer blast will come your way at 2 o'clock. More prayer, more power. 2:15, we feature Lauren Daigle as our worship artist of the day. Then at 3 p.m. inside the Drama House, we bring you Making Lemonade Season 3 premiere, titled Morning and Memories. All this and more will come your way inside Alive, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. This World of Worship Wednesday, March 22, with yours truly, Sarah and the Chirpy One, on the family station, Love 101.
I am a man, yes. Strong
man, integrity man. Welcome back to the mailbox. Here every Wednesday, right here on Love 101 FM, the family station, celebrating 30 years of impact in this nation, and I would say the world as well. Well, man, we have been having a stimulating, informative, challenging, and important conversation with our friend here, Patrick Smith, entrepreneur, minister, banker, and father, husband. Patrick, before we took a break, we want to know the difference between savings and investment. So start with us, because it appears that men need to be educated about this. Share with us, Patrick.
All right. So in simple terms, right? One is working, you get a salary. And so that salary portion, so the salary, technically, when you get your salary on a monthly or weekly basis, you would need to cover expenses, right? You have bills to pay, school fee, lunch monies, right? Grocery, utilities and all of those things, right? So you get your salary, right? And you're going to break it down. So you'll have expenses. And so one would say your savings technically is the difference, the portion that is left from your earnings when you cover your expenses. Or you can look at it from another aspect. Therefore, for other individuals, it is that portion that you will pull out of your salary, which you desire not to spend. You want to have that as keepings, right?
As I'm about to say, some men say, by the time they spend, there's nothing to save. So
exactly.
They have so much bills, right? So
yeah, right.
Not all to save. And that mean that they won't save forever.
Right. So I kind of have to categorize it, because, there are different categories, right? There are those who barely after, if you really say that you're going to leave it to the last, that after you cover all the bills and expenses, then what is left is salary. A lot of Jamaicans, I know, they are bothering on that one. But there are those persons who are pretty smart, and they believe that if you're working, you should really pull something out as savings as well, and don't give everything back into bills. I want to encourage, for example, there are persons, a lot of young people coming into the work world, and I don't want them to have the mindset where you come into, because there was a place where you weren't really spending when you maybe were dependent on somebody else to take care of your bills and expenses. I don't like when I see young people come into the work world and then they have nothing structured. They don't have structured saving plans, and when you look, all the earnings, everything that they earn is being expended out, and then they have no established savings. So I want to encourage those young people who are coming into the work world, establish the one where you deliberately take the savings out, pull it out like how you're going to pull out the expenses as well. It's like you're paying yourself, just as how you pay your tithes. You pull your tithes, you pull your savings, right? And there's a thing that they call like the 80-20 rule. Some people, you pull at least 10% for your tithe, and then you at least 10% for savings, and then the other 80% to cover your bills them from it. And then after you cover those bills, whatever is left again, you may add back to savings again, additional savings. The investment, no.
Yes.
Pretty
Talk to
much
us.
it is in a different sense where monies are used to make money, right? So you use money to make money. So
What
it's
you
not
say?
like
Money can make money.
yeah, man, definitely, man. So
Oh.
the money must be utilized to be
Mhm.
actually gaining on it over
Mhm.
time. So that is more investment than just saving money, just putting down, right? Just setting aside the money. Investment, for example, you put the money some in practical sense, you put it on some instruments um, to earn higher interest, or you put it to work. You may establish a business, a small cook shop or something like that,
Mhm.
and your money earning for you because it's carrying in profit, right? You made an investment. It's like you pump the money in to something to gain on
Mm.
it. So that is what you call investment.
So
Mhm.
the savings look like the foundation. 'Cause you need to
Mhm.
have an account. You need to put regular money. You say at least 10%. Just like how you have 10% for your tithing, you put aside that, and you have to be disciplined to do that. And
Right.
then the investment now is when you use a portion of money in order to put it into something else. You mentioned like a cook shop or maybe an instrument. Would like for instance buying property, which I know takes a lot of money. That would be an investment, or
Yeah, man. Yeah,
yeah.
man. We can go there. That's prime. That's prime.
Mhm.
That's a big, big, big one. Real estate. I encourage people to get into that. Many Jamaicans, some of them, we have never bequeathed
Mhm.
any properties from our parents because our parents or foreparents they didn't believe in those things,
Mhm.
in buying properties. And so young people now are persons who are coming up. You're having greater knowledge. That's a great investment to make. It's one of the wealth creation asset that people can really create wealth very quickly,
Mhm.
by purchasing our, real estate instruments or properties. So I want to encourage people where that is concerned. You have capital appreciation. For example, you buy the property for 7 million. Another 3 4 years, that 7 million property may turn into 12 million. It is
Mm.
appreciating in equity, capital appreciation. And at the same time, persons can you purchase a property, you can rent a part of your property, you're earning residual income coming into you on a monthly basis, helping to offset your bills,
Mhm.
and that money also can also be saved up again. And then you pull that money when you come to a greater sum of money, you can pull it and then invest it into
Mm.
something else, whether in a productive business, you're investing in an instrument, a banking or in securities instrument to earn greater interest.
Right.
Yep.
Patrick, people hearing you talk and them say, but this guy I look like him born with gold spoon in their mouth. Patrick, where were you born? Where you come from? And
Uh,
having this conversation. Because people say, maybe you get gold spoon, man. Tell me
oh
a little
Lord,
bit about where you born, where you come from.
far from it. Far from it. I thank you for asking that question.
Yeah.
My senior apostle always said, over the years, never deny the power of your testimony. Never deny the power of your testimony. And the scripture declares that we overcome by the word of our testimony and also by the blood of the Lamb. Somebody needs encouragement. And I believe that my story is an encouragement for many. I was born and raised in a place called St. John's Road, Spanish Town. I grew there for many years until when I left the high school that I had gone to, St. Catherine High School. I went to a basic school, Miss Chin Basic School, then to St. John's Primary, and then to St. Catherine High School before I went to the University of the West Indies. And I am a proud, citizen of St. John's Road. I know what it is to run boat. I know what it is to carry a little your bottles, your D&G buckle and them thing there. When you're bridging them around boat, and at that you can carry, have paper money or silver, any coins, but you can carry a 3 buckle and you sell it at the shop, exchange it at the shop for monies, and you can then buy the food. I know what it is, not to have a television until you were a certain age. I know what it is, to be going to other people's home who are the privilege of having television and them shut the door in your face because you love to watch cartoons, and so forth. So, I know what it is not to be able to go to Coney Park. Coney Park back in the day, for those who know Coney Park, I remember I always shared it. I shared this the other day with some men at our men's retreat. I shared this at our men's retreat, Sir Kevin, and I said to the guys, I remember when I was in the primary school, and I went to one trip in about grade 2, and then thereafter it was not until grade 6 I could go on another trip, and I think that they went to Coney Park about 3 different times, 3 different years, and I could not go. But the one that stood out in my memory was when, because grade 2 they went to a place. I went to that one. But grade 3 they went to Coney Park. I couldn't go. My mother couldn't afford it. And then grade 4 they went to another place where they were staying overnight. That worse, my mother couldn't afford that. Then grade 5 now, in grade 5, I said, boy, your mother can afford it. And can I tell you, I remember the teacher usually give you a different time. So, you made the announcement about the trip like weeks or months out. So you got all the time to really bring the monies together, even parts, in parts, in portions, until you accumulate the full amount. And at that time, the money was very little. Maybe probably was $50 back in the day. And can I tell you this? I remember down to the last day, the penultimate day before the trip. And can I tell you? I remember I went home. My mom, we had so many delays. She always said, come back, and couldn't find it.
Yeah.
And the last day, the teachers then give you up to like the last day before the trip. And I remember leaving school because I lived very near. And said, boy, may I go and hopefully we can get the money today.
Yeah.
Every day your friends were talking about the trip and talking about the niceness. Those who went already, they are tell you everything that was there. I only could picture in my mind. And I was so disappointed when I went home. My mom couldn't give me the money.
Wow.
And I don't know if she had the money. I was trying to protect me, not wanting me to go, or what. Because I was the last child for her as well. I came 19 years after my youngest sister, I must say. So I don't know if that was one of the keys. She always just, her baby, she cover me. But I cried tears I didn't want to go back to school the day to tell the teacher that, boy, my mother couldn't find the money. Yeah. And then for my friends, because, I was famous in the school, good at sports and academics, you were a known student and you live close. So all your brethren then would play karate with you and football. They might look for you to come and, but disappointing news. I had a very, restricted early childhood growing up. So that also, for me, propelled me and pushed me for growth and development, academically and otherwise, financially sound. So that pushed me.
Patrick, very, very encouraging story there. And all listeners, you're hearing the voice of Patrick Summit, entrepreneur, minister of the gospel, evangelist, banker for over 21 years. And he shared his experience, not coming from any gold spoon. But we're going to take our final break for this afternoon. You're listening to The Mailbox on Love 101 FM. So we're going to be right back after this.
Yes. Strong man. Integrity man. This is the season, and there could be no other reason. One thing will bring the family and friends them closer. I must taste the cheese, oh yeah. One taste is all you need, that you never let go. Taste the cheese, 1 in a million, you know how we go. Just can't get enough, I need more than one slice. Taste the cheese, make all the moments then nice.
Easter's never the same without Tasty Cheese. So go ahead, share those special moments with Tasty Cheese, the cheese for every moment.
Ooh la la! I see what I want at the Fosrich Super Sale, March 21 to 31, Kingston, Mandeville, and Montego Bay. Come get your wires, breakers, chandeliers, wall lamps, LED bulbs, and so much more. Shop in Kingston, Mandeville, and Montego Bay. You can't afford to miss it. Come shop, come save at Fosrich Super Sale, March 21 to 31. See you there at Fosrich.
I am a man.
Yes, welcome back to the mailbox on Love 101 FM, the family station. And so this is our final segment. We're having it with Patrick Smith, entrepreneur, banker, evangelist, minister, husband, father. We have been getting some answers here. So Patrick, because we know our time flying, and we're trying to get in as many questions answered as possible. And so I'm going just straight into this. Does money make the man? Is a man's worth connected to how much money he makes? Yes, conversation. What's your perspective on that?
Whoa. Whoa. You know, there's a scripture that says that love of money is the root of all evil.
Yes.
Right? And a straight answer to that is money doesn't make the man. You know what money really does, it enables the man, it helps him to accomplish and to be established, you know, to achieve the things that he would need to help to bring a fulfilled life. You know, money helps the man to grow and to develop, right? It helps him to be established, to be able to take care of his family, right? And to build a firm foundation, you know, to build a foundation that he needs to have so he can properly have dominion and occupy, you know, until the Lord returns. Right. So it doesn't, for me, money is not what establish an individual.
Yeah.
I mean, I can own 100 apartments. I can have my own private jet and all of that, but I have no character.
Yeah.
Right? My character is bad. So and that speaks more, you know, than the assets and the values, I tangible values I believe that I have, because you know at the end of the day, your character is what, you know, measures everything else.
Wow.
Right? So
yeah.
I
Thank you so much, Patrick. Totally endorse that perspective as well. So let us look now. What are some of the tips for men who want to make money but don't know where to start? You know, because sometimes you hear it, you know, not now one. Some people believe only some special people that can make money, you know, or earn money. Patrick, talk to the man them. What are some of the tips for men who want to, they have the desire, but they don't know where to start?
All right. Again, you know, I love to start with scriptures. You know, that's for me big. And you know, the parable of the talents. You know, Jesus spoke about that. And
Yes.
one was given 1, another 2, and another 5. The story established that the man with 5 traded and made and got 5 more on it. The one with 2 traded and got another 2. But the man that got 1 was very slothful and grateful, and he dug a hole and hid that money or talent or whatever. That can be, you know, to look on different from whatever you want to look at it. But again, Jesus used it as trading, and he said that they were able to place in the bank and, you know, and get up and get a return on it. So therefore, Jesus is saying that, listen, man, every one of us have gotten an opportunity. There's something that can be done, whether you are, you know, disabled or, you know, in whatever way, or you are fully sound. There's something that you can do, right? And you know, in Deuteronomy, again, the Bible says that in Deuteronomy 8:18, it says that it is God who has given us the ability to gain wealth, right? And so then therefore, there's something that we can do to trade and to gain. And so, in a practical sense, I want to encourage somebody out there. It's not about the fast lane. It's not about what Kevin or Patrick or someone else achieve. Your timing is your timing. And we earlier established that money really doesn't make who you are, but it only helps you to satisfy to gain the things. So, in the light of the economy and the challenges that are happening globally and including Jamaica, it's often said and researched that, small businesses, they help to drive the economy. Small businesses will help economic growth. That's something that is known, right? So small businesses are things that will help viability and to help with much more consumer spending in an economy.
When you say small business, what does that entail, Patrick?
Right. And I mean, those are businesses that don't take any great deal of monies to start that business up, and then to get that engine running as a means of turning over, bringing in monies, right? And goods and services. And so let me get practical. Goods and services. A lot of persons can open a grocery shop, right? A cook shop. Cook shops and restaurants. Those things thrive in economies like these. Again, the economy is looking to rebound, right? And again, you want to grow the economy, grow the productive sector. I mean, Jamaica would have a comparative advantage in where our climate facilitates the growing of certain food crop or food types. And I believe that, and the nourishment and everything that comes from it. And if we can establish proper cooking and proper food, and food that are, healthy and also taste good, where people will support your business, you can establish a thriving business, in a gainfully way and a proper way, without even, have to manipulate anybody else or to deceive others, but you're having gainful business. So cook shops, restaurants, salons, barber salons, hairdressing salons, nail technicians, skill areas such as plumbing, general construction management. I mean, the economy shows that the construction sector is booming. There's still growth happening there, despite we had a global, downturn, and different economies were experiencing a downturn. It showed that the construction sector was still enjoying. People were still building. More monies were still being spent and all of that. So I believe there are opportunities for people to be. It's never too late to still get a skill, whether in plumbing, carpentry, masonry. Any draftsman, you're able to read the print and all of those things. And I believe the art trust also offers those skills training. And also, there are a lot of persons, skilled professionals, who they wouldn't mind, somebody will come to them, for a level of apprenticeship and say, listen, I would love to learn, so while you're on the job, you learn the skill. And many of the young men them today who they didn't have it, academically, but you and I can't read a blueprint like them. There's a young man who I know, and he showed me a particular building in New Kingston. I knew when that building was being built. And this is my friend. He's one of my mentee. I tell you this.
Yeah.
And I remember tears fell from my eyes when I saw him and I saw the building, and I said, he was one of the chief person reading the blueprint for that building, where many people with masters and PhD and all sort of something work in that building. So and so and he didn't go to any school, and he learned that over years. So again, it's about the mindset. So the mindset must be there, so there are ingenious ways that the Lord has given, I believe, innate in every one of us, and so we only need to apply ourselves. So the mindset must be there, and to look what it is that we can gainfully do. There are so many things that we can do. People will always eat food. People will always take care of themselves. People
Yes.
want to, people are always, you go to barber shop, hairdressing, salon. These are things that people are always taking care of themselves. Females, males, whatever, nail technicians, right? When you talk about construction, somebody's always going to be borrowing money to build a house, to build a property. Somebody's always going to be doing something on their property. But sometimes it's hard to find those skilled persons around. So I'm saying the field is there. Overseas employment, other countries that are developing, they are looking for skilled workers. If you own your skill, nobody can take it away from you. You are only allowing yourself to be, marketable and viable.
Yes.
And that there's no excuse. So I listed, in the technology world, computer programming, people are looking for data analysts now. You can stay from Jamaica, and you're working for some international organization by some data analytics thing. You can still go back to school, learn data analytics, and you get jobs, multiple corporations. The world is a big place, and we have seen in recent times where work from home and all of these things and so forth is there. The possibility is there, but again, it comes with a mindset, and that's the reason why I'm big on growth and development for men.
Yes.
It's never too late to go back to school. It's
Right.
never too late to educate yourself, to get a skill, and to start in life, anything, a business, anything. It's never too late.
Wow. A lot said. Thank you so much, Patrick. And we just have a few minutes. So, this last one as we close the show, how can the church specifically help to educate our men financially? Give
Wow.
us a plug. Yeah.
You're coming right up my alley. You're coming right up my street, man. You're coming up my street.
Yes.
I'm a person who believes in practicality. I remember my wife and I had this program and of, financial mentorship and, stewardship and coaching, because this is an area that many people don't believe that you need to take care of. Finances is important, equally important as any other thing in life, and it's very weighty. It's up there. It's supposed to be one of the number two, or even behind your spirituality, your finances. Money answered all things, and we take it as a very light matter, but it is very weighty, and hence the reason why we're having so many financial problems. Individuals who are within the church are outside of the church, right? Because they have not thought it prudent to address this situation. If you're sick, you go to the doctor, right? If your car have a problem, you go to the mechanic. But people don't want to go to those who have the experience, of able to help them to navigate, or at least to say help them to make a budget. A simple thing as creating a budget and managing your expenses against, anything else, and so by just doing that, and I believe the church is critical in that, and we have done seminars, we have done sessions, financial sessions. My wife and I have presented, as a group at the church to the group. We have had other churches who we have done sessions online for churches, church groups. We have done sessions for individuals internationally and locally, sitting with people and helping to navigate, a difficult space or a place, in helping them to, look on a roadmap of their finances, and just curtailing and getting to a part of success is something that, I believe each church needs to address.
Thank you.
To bring in the experts. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you imagine? We're out at time. We're finished, but really want to thank you for being with us on this evening's show. Just want to say thanks to our
Pleasure.
producer.
My pleasure.
You are most welcome. Thanks to our producer, Trishan Brown, our very special guest, Patrick Smith, banker, entrepreneur, and evangelist. And we want to say, for information how to get copies of this program, call our production department, 876-968-9597, or download the podcast via our mobile app, Love 101 FM. So listen again next week for another mailbox. You are tuned into the family station, #1 gospel station in the nation, Love 101 FM. I'm Kevin Bailey. Say Monday up. So see you next week.
Yes. Strong man.